Hi my loves, my name's Lauren and this is my space to share what I want with the internet. In this video I want to talk about some of the herbal teas that I drink and what some of their benefits are. Just a quick little disclaimer before I get into the actual video. I do have a qualification. In one of my previous jobs I sold supplements, proteins, herbal teas, all the sort of health and wellbeing things like that, homeopathic remedies, the lot, right? Natural stuff, just think natural. That's the sort of stuff that I had to do. So in order to keep that job I had to do a qualification, which I'm not entirely sure what it's called, but basically I do have a qualification in this stuff, but I am not a doctor. So if anything that you're not sure of, please check with your doctor or pharmacist, because I would not want to give anyone any recommendations that would interact with any medications or any health conditions, and I don't want to be sued. Let's get into that. Peppermint tea. Peppermint tea is probably, well, it is the kind of tea that I drink the most. I drink it almost every day, I would say, sometimes multiple times a day. I love the taste of it. I also like to have it with my lunch or my dinner. As someone that suffers with IBS pretty badly, the peppermint is really great because it has like a natural antispasmodic effect, which helps with any stomach pain, any gas, any bloating. It really helps to reduce that, which for me I tend to get after meals, which I think is pretty common with people with IBS and similar conditions, so that's when I drink that. Green tea. So that is probably the tea, well, that's probably the herbal tea that everyone has heard of, and I'm going to tell you why. So green tea does have caffeine in it, but it also has a flavonoid called catechin. If I'm saying that wrong, I apologise. I do not remember. We're just going to roll with it. So that specific flavonoid is an antioxidant. So the antioxidant, or that specific antioxidant that I'm not going to try and say again because if I'm wrong that's embarrassing, mixed with the caffeine create this sort of concoction where some studies have suggested that it helps to boost your metabolism, as the antioxidant does break down some of the excess fat in your system. And with the caffeine it also helps to boost your energy, but don't drink too much caffeine. Because I don't. So the next one sounds a bit disgusting. I don't remember its specific name, but it's called skin tea. It's not made of actual skin, don't worry. It's called skin tea because the stuff in it helps your skin, basically. So it has this herb in it called echinacea, which is great for your immune system. So if you're run down all the time, catching colds. So how does this help your skin, you might be thinking? Well, the echinacea actually helps to purify the blood, and because it helps with purifying the blood, it helps your skin. I cannot remember for the life of me how that's connected. I should probably have done a little bit more research into that before I made this video. As I said, I do have a qualification on this, and I remember that it works, but I don't remember the actual science behind it. And I'm someone who suffers with eczema and psoriasis, and I've noticed usually when I have a flare-up, if I drink this tea maybe every day for a week or so, it does tend to clear it up just a little bit. It might not get rid of it fully, but it does help. Chamomile and vanilla tea. So this is another one that you probably have heard of. Chamomile you might know as the sleepy tea. Vanilla, just a nice flavour I suppose. Chamomile is good for relaxation. It has this other flavonoid, which again, I'm not amazing at pronouncing. Apigenin? I've never had to read them aloud before. I know what they are, but I've never had to say them, so please forgive me if I'm wrong. So basically, the apigenin, I don't know. Basically, that flavonoid makes you feel a little bit sleepy. How it does that is it basically attaches itself to your benzodiazepine receptors in your brain. And for those of you who don't know, benzodiazepines are a class of drug like diazepam, lorazepam, I believe midazolam is part of it. There are some other ones, but those are just the top ones I can think of. And those drugs tend to have a sort of calming, sleepy effect on you as well. So that's what this tea does. This tea does not contain actual medications or drugs or anything like that in it. Please, I just realised that probably makes it sound like I'm drinking some sort of Allium tea. I am not. But it does help. It is just chamomile and vanilla, but it's not got drugs in it. So the next one is ginger tea. So ginger is very good for nausea. I am someone who gets extremely dizzy quite a lot, just I have a multitude of health conditions. And I also used to get really quite nauseous when I was on my period. It was bad. So why does ginger tea help? So the bioactive main ingredient is gingerol. right? The gingerol component of the tea blocks the neurotransmitters for, again, this is another one I can't pronounce, acetylcholine. We're gonna go with acetylcholine because I think that's, I'll put a spelling of it on the screen. Blocks the neurotransmitters for acetylcholine and serotonin. I hope people don't judge me for pronouncing things wrong. Acetylcholine can cause involuntary spasms or contractions in the body, which can be pretty painful. And then on top of that, serotonin can cause vomit reflex. So gingerol blocks those neurotransmitters, stopping the stomach contractions and then stopping the gagging reflex. When I was selling not just the herbal teas but crystallized ginger, like the sweets, a lot of pregnant women would come in, you know, because one of the main symptoms I would say of pregnancy is people feeling nauseous and throwing up and things like that. I would always recommend them trying crystallized ginger, and a lot of people really said that it helped them. Now, it might not work for everyone, that goes with anything, but if it can help you, it's worth a try. Another thing that it does help with, not just pregnancy, not just period related nausea, it's also very good for hangovers. I've never had to take ginger for a hangover because I don't really get hangovers. To be honest, I don't really drink. I don't even leave the house, who am I kidding? But it comes in all sorts of forms, so you can get ginger tea, crystallized ginger, you can also get like Suki sweets. You can also get ginger shots, like a liquid ginger. Why? No. So the next one, raspberry tea. This is one that I don't really drink anymore because I don't have a need for it at the moment. But when I used to get really bad period cramps, this was a lifesaver. I'm afraid we're gonna have more of these words that I can't pronounce, but I'm gonna do my best. So fragerine is an alkaloid in raspberries. So that is found to sort of help with tightening and toning your muscles in the sort of pelvic region, which really helps if you're having a lot of cramping, because instead of the spasming, it's tightening everything up. I don't know. These teas also contain tannins, which are a polyphenol. Tannins are a thing, right? We're just gonna go with that. Tannins are usually found in wine, and they are believed to help strengthen the uterus, which if you're having cramping, you know, during your period, it is helpful. One thing I do want to add with raspberry leaf tea, if you're pregnant, please do not drink this unless advised by your pharmacist, your doctor, or some sort of health professional. Raspberry leaf tea can help put you into labour, so if you're at term time, that's usually fine. Again, check with your doctor or healthcare provider or whoever. But as it induces labour, but as it can cause you to go into labour, you don't want to have it when you're not at term time for pretty obvious reasons. As it can help you go into labour, you don't want to have it when you're not at term time, you know, when you're a bit earlier in your pregnancy. You do not want to take that for pretty obvious reasons. You do not want to be going into labour before you're supposed to. Turmeric tea. So you may have heard of turmeric before, as it is a spice. You can put it in your curries, you can put it in soups, it's great. It also comes in tea form. So turmeric is a natural anti-inflammatory. As it's an anti-inflammatory, it can work wonders if you're like me and suffer with chronic pain. It also does good for your skin, you know, because I have psoriasis. Maybe you have acne that gets inflamed, or maybe you have IBS, it can maybe calm that down. It's all round just a good tea. Anyway, that's enough out of me. Thanks for watching the video. Please leave a thumbs up and comment down below if you drink any sort of herbal teas, or if you learned anything about herbal teas in this video. Or if you want to correct me for how horribly I pronounce some things in this video. Again, I apologise. Anyway, subscribe if you want to, no pressure, but I would love to have you in our wee community, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.